الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الصلاة معراج المؤمنين أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم بلغ العلا بكماله كشف الدجى بجماله حسنت جميع خصاله صلوا عليه وآله أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. My dear respected elders and brothers, Muhtaram Buzugan Deen, Murabbiyan Karam, and our beloved respected elders, our home, mothers and sisters, our home. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah, we are going through the virtuous month, one of the Ashur al-Hurum, sacred months of Rajab, which is one of them, which is Rajab. And Rajab is a very virtuous, special month, sacred month. Throughout the whole year, there are 4 special months in which Muslims are not supposed to fight or argue or quarrel in any other month anyway. But these special months, these 4 months, Muslims are supposed to be more careful. These are side march. meraj march. In meraj march with the juddo khora, darbar khora, fasad khora, fitna khora, guna khora, আর উল্টা সিধা কিছু বুরাই করা বেহাই করা সব double haram, double gunas. You know, to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month, to go against the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this month, to disobey the Holy Quran or ignore the Holy Quran in this month, to miss Salah in this month, you know, to miss the faraiz and wajibat in this month. Throughout the whole year is sinful anyway, but these 4 special months, one of them is Rajab. We have to be extra careful, we have to be extra vigilant, extra alert, and we have to be double more towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more interested in the masjid al-madrasa, more into tilawah, more into istighfar. আরো বেশি আমরা ইবাদতের আমরা ইয়ে বাড়াইতাম আর আমরা গুনাহ খাতার আরো কমাইবার চেষ্টা করতাম, কারণ এটাও একটা সিক্রেট মাস, এটাও একটা স্পেশাল মাস. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah ta'ala created these 12 months and Allah ta'ala named these months as well, and one of them, 4 of them are special and one of them is Rajab. So in this sacred holy month, according to most of the narrations, a very special thing happened in the year which Prophet ﷺ lost his beloved ones. He lost his, father before he was born. He lost his mother, when he was 6 years old. He lost his uncle when he was 8 years, grandfather when he was 8 years old. Walaikum salam. He lost his grandfather later on as well. And he became totally alone. He lost his beloved children as well. And this year was called Amul Huzn, the year of grief, the year of sorrow, the year of sadness. Huzur Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to time Taran Abbara Dapsogna, Hazrat Abdullah Dapsogna, and Yetimu Yafadawi, so he was born an orphan, so he has the fazilat of orphanage as well. And Taran Abbara time Araison Soivas Rashman, Tanar Dadara time Araison Arbos Rashman, Atana Sasao both was about the look after Korea, Abu Talib, he was one of the best uncles and good uncle, even though he didn't become a Muslim. But he supported the Prophet ﷺ in all his missions all the way through till his death. So time no mara gela. Erbade Huzur Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam onek aulad kholo mara gela. Somebody can't find the entrance. Brother, the entrance is the other way. That door there. So Huzur Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and family onek ekhebare golishto zara era shor maragi soy ar tharna aulad kholo onek maragi soy. Hazrat Ibrahim radhiyallahu anhu soto bachcha hale maragi soy. One of his sons through Hazrat Maria radhiyallahu ta'ala anha passed away as well. Hazrat Ibrahim radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And one of the reasons of all the sons passing away of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is one of the hikmah and wisdom is that later on people can't have a chance to say that look, Islam came, in the lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was taught by a human being and he's given it to his child. So just like, in our countries we have Janushini, the Pirsa passed away, so his son, gets all the khilafat and it becomes a business slowly. So people would have said that, and they would have said that Quran is man-made, Islam is man-made, everything is man-made. So you can nafi ballagi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hikmat re shamne rakhiya. Don't read any salah now. Ekon namaz padh nazar. Mukruh time. Don't read any namaz now, please. It's mukruh time. After 20, just another 2 minutes. After 20, you can pray if you want. Because 3 times the mukruh. One is, completely at noon, sunrise, sunset, and noon. So sunrise, because it's a cold country, cloudy country, so just to be careful, ihtiyatan, we just give you another 10-15 minutes, just to be careful that sunrise is gone past. Then we can start. The 10-15 minutes একটু সময় দিতা যাতে আপনার সানরাইজের সূর্য হয়ে গেছে এর বাদে ইশরাক করলাম pray ইশরাক church is very rewardable to pray ইশরাক church in the morning, and Surah Yasin. And then when it's zawal, just before zawal is crashed, and then zawal time, till Zohar is bilkul makruh time, give it another 10-15 minutes as well, just to be careful. And then sunset, when the sun goes down and it becomes Maghrib, just 10-15 minutes before that we shouldn't pray at all, unless we have to pray the Asr on that day. So the old Asr for delay then obviously even with Karamat you can pray Asr. And the Mokru is but Asr for because Asr is first. So Asr Sudi means is that first of Shmini, but yes, it only takes 5 minutes to pray first, just so that Asr doesn't become Qaza. Other than that, in Hanafi we can't pray these 3 times, and the hadith is from the Bukhari Sharif as well. So the hadith is Sahih. The Prophet ﷺ said that it is forbidden to pray these 3 times: sunset, sunrise, and noon. Forbidden because those 3 times are for shaitan and for the devil and the Hindu worshippers, statue worshippers, idol worshippers. They come out in the river Ganges and all that stuff, and the shayateen and this did not. They come out these 3 times to worship. So that's why we should be worshiping them 3 times. Hazrat Ibrahim radhiyallahu anhu, one of the sons of the Prophet ﷺ, passed away at very early age. He was a baby, and Prophet ﷺ took him to his back and he was crying out of mercy. So the Sahaba asked, "O Prophet ﷺ, you told us that we shouldn't be crying, we shouldn't be wailing, we should do sabr, we should be patient, and so and so." So Prophet ﷺ said, "Yes, I did tell you that we shouldn't be crying, but this crying is crying of mercy. Because your own child has passed away, your own wife has passed away, your own parents have passed away, your own loved ones have passed away. So obviously, naturally, as human nature, you will be crying. The crime that is prohibited in haram and forbidden in Islam is the one where you go crazy, out of control, and you tear your collars, you tear your clothes. There, khandon nished. Ito ilo okta zakta, kyo maragele afne out of control iziba. unconscious is iba, crazy is iba, khafar far iba. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam always says, "Man shadda juyubana falaysa minna." Zet al khafar far ila fir motor shuma ba bad news dunya. Naini, ar sabr far to harina khafar far ila crazy is out of control is falaysa minna. Ya na motor motor. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the person who goes out of control because of hearing some bad news, because losing a loved one, because some accident happened or someone died, and he goes out of control. He or she tears their clothing and so on. فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. Prophet ﷺ said he is not from us. So, إِيَ خَنْدُنُ إِلَىٰ أَبْنَارِ مُحَبَّةَ الْخَنْدُنْ رَحْمَةَ الْخَنْدُنْ. This crying is normal, human nature and mercy, crying of mercy. So this year, just before the incident of meraj took place, why did meraj take place? Why did ascension take place? Why did Prophet ﷺ, invite Prophet ﷺ all the way to 7 heavens and make him do ziyarah of Jannah, Jahannam, Ferishte, angels, Nabis, Rasuls, messengers, prophets, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, we all know that he met him again and again. Why did all this happen? After all these people passing away, he could have just sent Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam and said, 5 times namaz is first. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam refataya apna nabila kitab Allah ne wahi magdume revelation magdume the first of namaz first. 5 times salah is first. Why do you do all that all the way from Makkah to Palestine, Masjid al-Aqsa, and from there all the prophets prayed behind the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he also prayed 2 rakat where Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was born, etc. All these things he done ziyarah of, and went all the way. On every sky there were prophets, and he met them. They welcomed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he also responded to the welcome of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam was with him on the Buraq all the way till Sidratul Muntaha, and then when it came to the Sidratul Muntaha, a special place where there's a big massive lote tree. Sidratul Muntaha, Sidra is called a lote tree. I don't know the name of lote tree in Sidr to Urdu mein bhi Sidr kehte hain, Sidr. So there's special leaves, and people do ruqya on those leaves, to get rid of jinn jadoo, and they read Ayatul Kursi, etc. Those are dunyawi Sidr, and that's we're talking about the unseen, Gayabana Sidr, unseen in Akhirah, where Prophet ﷺ came to that tree, and Jibreel ﷺ said, "Oh Muhammad ﷺ, this is it. I can't go any further than this tree." And Prophet ﷺ said that I can hear plenty noise. I can hear a lot of noise, shabdoh nazar, of pens, writing something. So many pens together and pencils writing, kitabat, writing something. Shabdoh niyar, nani, gastaki, and the leaves were massive, the tree was massive. Prophet ﷺ explained it, and it was green, like he's never seen anything more green than that tree, and so beautiful, and the leaves were so massive and beautiful. But there was a lot of noise going on top of the tree, of writing, of pens and pencils, lechar yokhulor. And Jibreel said, "O Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is the writing of the taqdeer. This is the writing of the destiny. This is the writing of from day one when Allah Ta'ala created this world and before till the day of judgment. What's going to happen? What's not going to happen? Who's going to have a good day? Who's going to have a bad day? Who's going to be born? Who's going to die? Who's going to be married once or twice or thrice or 4 times? Who's going to be divorced? Who's going to be rich? Who's going to be poor? Who's going to be in what part of the world? Who's going to be at what position? Who's going to have what kind of job? All these kind of things, taqdeer, destiny, predestination, nizar kismat, nizar taqdeer, kitabu naibo, and who's going to have children, who's going to have no children, who's going to be sahib awlad, who's going to be bay awlad, who's going to be ba awlad, who's going to be disabled, ill, or who's going to die too early, who's going to die middle age, who's going to die after 80. All these things, including what's happening in Gaza, that was already written down, including what happened in Syria, that was already written down, including what's happening all over the world, politics and everything, that was already written down. What's going to happen is going to happen, we can't do anything about it. We have to do dua, we have to increase our iman and taqwa in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to have full hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But whatever's going to happen in our life, whether personal, whether family related, whether community, society, whether masjid or madrasa, whether, abroad, whether politics, whether wars, whether whatever is happening, it's all written down. Allah Ta'ala knows everything. It's all written down long time ago. So Jibreel said, "O Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all this writing, pens and pencil ki awaaz jo aap sun rahe hai, all this writing you can hear, these are angels are writing down the taqdeer. These are the angels of taqdeer. Above this is Lawh Mahfuz, And on this lawh mahfuz, every single thing is written down. All the good and bad, suwab, naki, guna, behayai, everything is written down. That doesn't mean we are majboor. That just means that everything Allah Ta'ala knows, everything is in the knowledge and ilm of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Inna Allah alimun hakim. But then again, at the same time, we have free will. Allah free will this way. Because there was a group long time ago, they thought that we are majboor. They believe that we are majboor. Alaykum salam. After dola sil, after sector sil, after firqa sil, tara buchila amra majboor. They were blaming Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. They thought we are majboor. They thought we are compelled. We are not compelled by Allah Ta'ala. We are given free will. Allah Ta'ala gave us free will. Even though everything is written down, still we have free will. Why? Because it's up to us. In the Quran, Allah Ta'ala says, فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. If you want, you can believe. If you want, you can disbelieve. If you want, you can be a Muslim. If you want, you can be a kafir. If you want, you can come to Jummah. If you don't want to come, nobody forcing you. You can stay at home and do what? If you want, you can do whatever you want, good or bad. But after death, there will be hisab and kitab. In the qabr, there will be questions. In akhirah, there will be questions. And before we go to Jannah and Jahannam, there will be hisab and kitab. There will be judgment day. There will be reckoning. There will be questions. Allah Ta'ala will face everyone one-to-one and ask him. And we have to give hisab and kitab and accounting of every single thing, every single grain of food, of rice, or every single, particle of rice and food, every single drop of water that we used or utilized or done wuzu with. In wuzu, in one hadith, Prophet ﷺ says that first is sunnah, second time is also sunnah, third time is also allowed. 3 times to wash out each part of the body. If anyone does it another 4th time, then that's waste, that's israf, that's shaitani tariqa, that's fuzul kharji. Khazuli wuzu kharba shobai akhbar doy, atre fare, dita tikase, ita sunnah, 2 number bar doy, ito tikase. Maximum 3 bar doy, ito tikase. और 4 नंबर बार दुआ যদি যায়গে তো এটা ইসরাফ হয়ে যাব আর এটা ফুজুল খরচ হয়ে যাব আর এটা গুনাহ হয়ে যাব আর এটা আল্লাহ তাআলা জিকাইবা যে 4 नंबर बार ফল লাগে তাহলে এখান তো সুন্নাত নাই चौथा बार क्यों दोया अपने हाथ और पैर को ये तो सुन्नत नहीं है इसराफ हो गया so Allah Ta'ala will ask us so one sheikh was saying long time ago I attended a Jummah sometime long time ago during lockdown or something so the sheikh was saying that if Allah Ta'ala is saying that 4th time washing is israf and fuzul kharji then what about all this food and industries and manufacturers and factories and bakeries, they're wasting so much bread, so much wheat, so much sugar, so much food. Zoto waste kore. Uzama she Muslimane waste kore. Biya shadi da amra waste kore. Oh sugar waste. Itabala bala khari, good food. Nothing's wrong with it. It's not gone fungi. It's not gone bad. It's not, it's not qualified to throw away or anything. The poor countries, they will be very happy. Garibo khol miskin fakir khol, they will be more than happy to receive all this that we're throwing away, thinking that it's not suitable or it's not edible or it's not whatever. It's not up to manufacturer standards just because of one mark on the bread or something. After that, for you say, "Lagi taraf like that." Kuti mancher, khalifa ni milanna, iftari milanna, sahri milanna. So, from this hadith, when I heard this hadith, I woke up as well. Like, if Allah Ta'ala is going to grab us for washing our hands and legs the 4th time, wasting water, and we are going to, and that's forbidden. And we're going to be accountable for down the day of judgment, then what about all the other wastages and israf and fuzul kharji going on all over the world? In our homes, in our weddings, in our countries, in our whatever, everywhere. Otahanu zudi Allah dor ila sai number bara dor agane fa dor agane ita apnar waste hu gese ki fuzul kharji hu gese ki extra pani use kori liso, especially waqf pani. एक तो है घर का पानी, उसका भी हिसाब किताब है, वो कोई फ्री नहीं है. इकान को फ्री ना है गोर पानी, इधर हिसाब किताब हुई वो. गुस्ल करते একেবারে হুইচই নেই 12 রাউন্ড বাথরুম থেকে হুইচই নেই তো এর বাদে উজু করতে একেবারে সিংহে একেবারে নষ্ট করিয়া ফেলে দিরা তো ইতার হিসাব কিতাব হইব না তো গরের যখন হিসাব কিতাব হইব তো ওয়াকফের তো আরো বেশি হিসাব কিতাব হইব ওয়াকফ is madrasa is waqf mosque is waqf masjid is waqf markaz is waqf any other Islamic institution that is related to public public community, public society, public money, public service, anything public related, dini, Islamic, or even non-Islamic by educational, dunya which is biho, jo biho, lekin public related, waqf related, then this is a very big thing. This is amana, this is a trust. And Allah will yesterday we read the hadith that if there's any khashiyah anyway, if there's any cashier and money related person, the person who holds and handles and manages and administers public money, then he is at a very delicate position. Because if he has the fear of Allah, mashallah, he will do good. he will utilize the money in the proper place, the proper way, and he will be rewarded. And we read hadith yesterday that such a person who handles money for the public, masjid, madrasa, whatever, all the way till politics, even dunyawi stuff, then if he is okay, if his account is clear, then he will be rewarded as if he is spending in the path of Allah Ta'ala from his own pocket daily. Charity, sadaqah. এরকম মানুষ যে আপনার পাবলিক মানি হ্যান্ডলিং করে তো আর হলতা হকভাবে করিয়া যায়, সত্যভাবে করিয়া যায়, দুকা দান্দা করে না, দুই নম্বরই করে না, আপনার পাবলিক ট্রেজারি, পাবলিক মানি থাকি তার দেশও গিয়া বাসা বানায় না. Many people they blame each other, and it could be true, it could be false. We shouldn't blame anyone without any proof. But it has happened that most people, madrasa people and other, all the way till leadership, all the way till politics, all the way till parliament, they have utilized public money for their own purposes. They have utilized public money to, make basha and houses and bungalows and palaces in their own countries. It has happened. So this is very bad. This is totally haram. This is public money. Why are you wasting public money on, other people's usage? Without the permission, we can't spend a single money anywhere. How we feel that? This is public money. So if such a person who has been given that duty and responsibility to take care of public money and public relations and public finance, then he will be, his hashar, nashar, his accounting, his judgment will be with the Anbiya, with the Nabiyeen, Mursaleen, Siddiqeen, Shuhada, Salihin, with the pious people on the day of judgment. But if he mishandles and abuses and misuses this money in the wrong way, lying, cheating, and becomes unreliable and untrustworthy, then of course he will have to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He or she will have to give hisab and kitab and accounting in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But his hashr and nashr will be with Fir'aun, Haman, Qarun, Shaddad, Namrud, all the big top, VIP level, kuffar, mushrikeen, all the top famous, famous people of Jahannam. His hashr will be with them. Why? Because they also abuse the public money as well. They also done zulum, and this is also zulum and oppression on people as well. So, Prophet ﷺ, when he went to meraj, he saw all those things, and he saw Jannah and Jahannam, and on the way he met Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam as well. So when meraj ke sar Rajab ma sho, to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam loge dekha hoise. He met Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and as we know that Islam, Judaism and Christianity, all three go back to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. They also recognize Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. They call him Abraham, we call him Ibrahim. And he had two sons, one Ismail alayhi salam and one Ishaq alayhi salam from the other wife. So he's from Ismail alayhi salam, is our Prophet sallallahu alayhi salam. And for all the other Jewish prophets and everyone, they're from Ishaq alayhi salam. So he met Ibrahim alayhi salam, and they welcomed each other and they respected each other, and they were very happy to see each other. And Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said that, "Oh Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you are the last of all the prophets. Afna akhiri nabi, akhiri rasul, akhiri nabi, afna bada arku nabi itanai. No other prophet will come after you. So please convey my salams to your ummah when you go back after this incident of Miraj." যখন 50 ওয়াক্ত নামাজ থাকে, 5 ওয়াক্ত নামাজ হইয়া যাইবা আপনি, তো আমার তরফ থেকে সালাম করবে করবা, and we should say wa alaikum salam to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam as well. আমরা কইতাম যে wa alaikum salam আলাইহি কইতাম যে Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam রে আতান কইলা যে, "ও মুহাম্মদ সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম, আমার একটা মেসেজ কনভে করবা, convey my salam to your ummah, your followers, and also give them a little message." So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inshallah, I will definitely, this is also a trust, this is also amana, I will convey your salam to my ummah till the day of judgment. They will be saying wa alaikum salam. But what is the request? Now after prostab kitab, after request kitab ne kitab hoita sara." So Ibrahim alayhi salam কইলা যে, "ও মুহাম্মদ সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম, যখন আপনি মেরাজের ঘটনা বাদে রজব বাদে 5 ওয়াক্ত নামাজ লইয়া যাইবা, এছাড়াও তো আপনি কইবা যে 5 ওয়াক্ত নামাজ পড়লে 50 ওয়াক্ত সওয়াব পাইবা, কিন্তু আমার তরফ থেকে ও মেসেজটা কইবা যে তারে জান্নাত আইতা, বেহেশত আইতা, জান্নাত খালি পড়ি হইছে, জান্নাতে কিছু নাই, তারা আপনার মাল দৌলত বানাইয়া ফাটাইতে হইবা হন, হ্যাঁ, তারা মাল দৌলত হন কি ফাটাইতে হইবা। নবী সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম বলেছে তারা কিলা ফাটাইতা দৌলত হন কি, হ্যাঁ। তো আচ্ছা, নবী ইব্রাহিম আলাইহিস সালাম কইলা যে তারা সুবহানাল্লাহ যদি কইতে এক গাছ বনি যায়, আলহামদুলিল্লাহ কইতে আরেক গাছ বনি যায়, লা ইলাহা ইল্লাল্লাহ কইতে আরেক গাছ বনি যায়, আল্লাহু আকবার কইতে আরেক গাছ বনি যায়। Ibrahim alayhi salam said that, "Tell your ummah, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, give my salams to your followers, your ummah, and tell them this message that the Jannah is barren, Jannah is empty, Jannah is khali, there's nothing in Jannah. They have to make the Jannah, they have to create the Jannah, they have to beautify the Jannah, they have to decorate the Jannah." So Prophet ﷺ said, how do they decorate the Jannah? How do they beautify the Jannah? How do they send all their, amal and iman over there beforehand, before they die in the world? So Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, if they say Subhanallah, then Allah Ta'ala creates a tree in Jannah, they plant a tree in their Jannah. If they say Alhamdulillah, then another tree is planted in their Jannah. If they say La ilaha illallah, then another tree is planted in Jannah. Prophet ﷺ said, oh Ibrahim, what is the size of this tree? Then Prophet ﷺ said, oh Muhammad ﷺ, if a horse rider was to gallop on a horse, ride on a horse, get on a horse and ride 500 years from one corner of the shade to the other corner, they will not find that shade of the tree. There, Ibrahim, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, oh Ibrahim, I gasur murjada kita kho, I gasur size khotohan, boro khotohan, I gasur afnar guruto khotohan. So Ibrahim alayhi salam said, oh Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, zudi ekta gura rufe suwaru ya, zudi আপনার সফর করে, রাইড করে, গালাপ করে, আর সায়াখান শেষ করবার লাগে এক কোনা থেকে আরেক কোনা, ও গাছর সায়াখান, shade of the tree, সায়াখান 500 বছর ধরে, আখিরাত 500 বছর, 500 years of আখিরা, not 500 of the world, 500 বছর আখিরাত 500 বছর যদি খালি চলাচল করে চলতে থাকে তবুও এক কোনা থেকে আরেক কোনা তো কাইয়া হইতো না, খালি এক গাছর লাগিও. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the last person to go to Jannah will have the size of his Jannah will be 10 times more bigger than this world. The আখিরি মানুষ যে জান্নাতে যাইব, তার যে জান্নাত হইব, আর যে জান্নাত হইব, বেহেশত হইব, এটা এই দুনিয়া থেকে 10 গুণ বেশি বড় হইব. So if one tree is so massive and so big and so beautiful and so huge, it's going to take 500 years. Imagine all the other trees because of so many subhanallah we said. Imagine all the other trees of so many alhamdulillah we recited. Imagine all the other trees of so many la ilaha illallah, istighfar, Guru Sharif, Yakhbar, Husnifullah, Khutub, Yolage. Rasul Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam was traveling and somebody said subhanallah, a poor man said subhanallah 1,000 miles away or from the earth, and the wind took it to Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam on his throne with all his jinnat, and Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said, oh jinn, take me down to that person who said subhanallah. So he saw all of them coming on the throne because this was the power of and miracle and mu'jiza of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, and he was scared and he said, oh Sulaiman alayhi salam, oh Prophet of Allah, what did I do wrong? Why you all charging at me and coming at me? He said, don't worry, we are not going to harm you. We just heard someone say subhanallah. So what did you say subhanallah? Why did you say subhanallah? He said, yes, I just said subhanallah, zikr name of Allah Ta'ala. I mean subhanallah, who's yakhta one who kiti baro ki say Allah number hu ki segi. I mean gorib manush, I'm a poor person. Then Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said, oh servant of Allah, don't worry, we are not here to harm you. I heard you say subhanallah, so I told the wind and the jinnat to take me down to you. I want to know who said subhanallah. And he said, I said subhanallah. So Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam said, oh servant of Allah Ta'ala, and oh my follower, oh my ummati, your subhanallah that you said is much more better than the might and glory. There you see my kingdom. You see, this is nothing in front of your subhanallah. It একবার সুবহানাল্লাহ হইছো, এটার সামনে আমার সারা সুলেমানি কিংডম, দাউদি কিংডম, আমার সারা শান ও শৌকত, আমার সারা গ্লোরি, আমার সারা প্রাইড, আমার সারা কিংডম, সারা বাদশাহী, এটা কিচ্ছু নাই. ও যে আমার দেখ রায় আমি সিংহাসনের উপরে জলদি এক দেশ থেকে আর দেশে ফ্লাই করিয়া ধরামগি, হ্যাঁ, আর জিন্নাতুর লগে আমার হতাইও আছে, আর ইনসানের লগে আর ফাকির ভাষাও আমি চিনি. You can see that I know the language of the birds, I know the language of Hudud, I know the language of Bilqis, I know the language of my father was Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, also another king and a prophet. I'm also a king and prophet, and both of us, Allah Ta'ala has blessed us. We made Masjid Aqsa, they built Masjid Aqsa, etc., etc. All this thing is nothing in front of your one subhanallah. Itaw kholta kichu na tumhare subhanallah, your subhanallah is much more heavier, much more mightier, much more weightier, much more virtuous, much more rewardable than all this. That's why we should do zikr as much as we can and plant our akhirah. We have to make our akhirah. Just like people say in the world, you have to make your own taqdeer, you have to look for your own job, you have to sort your own life out, So for akhirah, we have to try more, we have to make our own taqdeer over there as well. We have to make our own Jannah, we have to make our own plantation and vegetation, we have to make our own garden in Jannah. We have to try ourselves by our own and prepare everything before we die, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tawfiq wa